Hello dear friends, welcome back to this YouTube video. So in today's YouTube video we are going to see how you can be able to write a hello world using the C language. So when we are using C language, also we will be able to understand various data types and to see how you can be able to print them. So let's prepare our environment, and for this environment I'm going to use css.dev. This will give us a code space, and if you don't if it does not matter which Linux you are using, which operating system you are using, but it will give you the code space. It will give you a computer yani. So let's open mine is backup and the other one is loading. So you create your folder, the root folder. So in various video we have introduce why we need a compiler, various compilers you can use, and the one we have Clang. You can be able to see the version I have. We also have the other one. I kind of forgot their names, but the famous one, you use Xcode to install it. It was called GCC. So clear. So I'm checking the version. I think it will load. I'll show you. This one is taking time. So we can see here we have the GCC. So let me just use here. So to write your first code, first you have to introduce the library that you will use in order for it to have the printf statement. So you include it, you let include to call it, then standard .io h, then you close the bracket, then you write int main is the main function where the C function will start to execute code. Then this is not a must, but you can write return 0. This return 0, if you don't know more about function, we'll introduce them, but we are writing return 0 because here in the function we have specified when this function runs, and the result that we'll get, it must be a number, and a number you can write it using integer. We also have float. Let me so we have float to represent number, we have integer, we have double, there are others called long integer. You can find them in C, but all of these, they just represent numbers. So like when somebody asks you what is an integer is like a box, but it holds it holds as a value. So it's a box that stores value. So like if I want a box which I can store numbers, I can call it numbers. But now I must specify, is it an integer? So I'll write the specific type at the start of the name of my box or my variable. So then after doing so, I can be able like to initialize my number. I can give it 1, or I can do like this. I can stop it, then I can initialize it like this also, numbers. Then I can be able like to initialize it like this. These are the two ways to initialize a number. But now, how can you be able like to see what number is stored here? So that is where we need this standard.io. So to print our number, we use the print, then we add f, then print but here if we are using like Python, we could have said numbers. Numbers. So that is how we print. But now in C we can be able like to we use special characters to print a number. So let me do it a comment here. So to print an integer, we use D or percentage I. To print a float, we use percentage F. To print a double, we use percentage long form. Then for doubles, because they are decimal numbers, you can be able like to specify the number of decimal you want. So you write dot to decimal number long form. The same for the float. So also like for characters, we print with C. For string, we print with S. So those are the special characters. So now if we want to print our number here, we write printf, then we specify the percentage, and the percent character conversion, we must write it with the percentage. So if we do like this, then we open our program in terminal. We use make is a compiler function. Let me demonstrate it by doing so. If we want like to compile our language, we use a compiler. Then we use O to specify a name of our compiler. Then we write the program that we have. Then if you press enter, let me write, our program is called YouTube. So let's just call it YouTube here, YouTube, then YouTube.c. Then we press enter, YouTube.1. So now you can see we have our compiled language, and then we have our C language. Then you can see it here. can see we have two files. So now we want to learn the C language. We use dot, then slash, then the YouTube, the compiled, it was compiled to assembly language, something like that. Then you can see here we have two, but here there is another trick we use escape and to print to the next character. So we compile it again, we run it with the dot slash, and then you can see here we have two. So anytime we change the number here, you can be able like to, you must compile it first and then and then run it. But you don't wanna like GCC and GCC 0 like this whole command. You don't wanna write it. You can use a simple one. You can just write make the first file name, like the, what do you call it? Like the name of your file. When you do so, a file is created here, a compiled version of your code, so it's the one that you will use. So that is how we do it. So now we have been able to print number. Now we want to print hello world. So to print hello world, we specify the character type. Then we wanna print hello world. So we like call it a greeting. Then in C, like you must specify the size of your character. So for now, let me guess it. I will study further. Like you specify it, then you write the hello world. So you write it like this, then you want to print it, so you write printf. So to print it, you specify the character conversion. For now we will use s, which we specified it here, then the name of our variable here. But the funny thing, the characters are stored as a string. So let us print it, then we'll see how it's stored as a list. So in the next video we'll learn about string, or in future video. So you compile it, then you run it, and you can see we have hello world, we have escape the line, and we have printed the hello world. So I wanted to tell you about hello world is stored as a string. So to be able like to print the first character, you can use this kind of notation to print the first character. We compile, we have an error. We have an error. So let me go and study about how characters are stored as string. Then we'll come back and pick it up from there. But in this video we have been able to achieve how to print hello world. We have been able to understand how float and numbers are stored as variable and how to print them, like how to access your variable. So that is it. See you on our next video. Bye bye.